Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Star Fox Adventures. Last time we returned our Fort Krazoa spirit, found the gatekeeper of our next area in the game, Dragon Rock, and we started to explore this area to see what we can find and see if we can save that gatekeeper's friends, which we already saved one. So with that said, we're here in this area that we unlocked at the end of the last episode, and would you look at that? Big old dinosaur. This is another one of the gatekeeper's friends, so we need to go ahead and save him next. So let's use our staff booster to get to the top level here. Go to the front of all this and get our fire blaster ready, because as we see, we have 4 blaster points we need to shoot. But let's go ahead and talk to this guy first. I try to break these ropes, but they're too strong. Maybe you can help. As you can tell by the ropes, they're electrified, so there's no way that you can break these things. So we need to go ahead and shoot these 4 points to turn them off. So there's 2, there's a 3rd, and this should free him.
I guess we're ready to go.
Go where?
We're crossing the plain, and you're going to have to protect me. Are you ready? Let's go!
Guess there must be a failsafe on those chains where once they're turned off, then the front door opens up. It's the only thing I can think of how that thing opened so easily when it was locked shut earlier. But now starts the second gimmick of Dragon Rock. Our first of our 3 friends that we're going to be saving here, because there's 3 of these guys in total. The first one, we just got to ride on the back of that Earthwalker and using his horns to go ahead and break generators. But the next 2 guys, we're going to be riding on their backs to a certain area, and we need to use our fire blaster to defend them. And in all honesty, this first one takes forever because I swear this guy moves at the speed of molasses. He takes forever to move. And if I zoom out the map here real quick, we're going from that very top point of the map all the way down to where it's extending. So we're going all the way around Dragon Rock to go somewhere where if we just went the opposite direction, we wouldn't have to go this far in the slightest. We'd be there in like a minute. But instead, we're going to be taking a 5-minute trip because this guy decided to go the long way. Wasn't the smartest move to make, in all honesty. I mean, that was just a dumb move. If you're in constant danger all the time, you don't take the long way around somewhere. You take the short way, so you're not going to be in danger for as long. Just common sense. But the further you get in this area, the more stuff they'll throw at you here from the main area, so just be careful. It helps to really mash the button, but sometimes you don't really just have to mash the A button like magic. Just tap it lightly, still get a good amount of your fire blaster shots out. And you have plenty of health to work with. Whenever I'm doing this little mini game, I never really take any hits, but I imagine if you just let these things hit you, it won't take away too much health, so it's still not that big of a deal when you really think about it. And I'd say we are a little bit past the halfway mark, so yeah, we still got a lot more of this to go. If this thing could pick up the pace, and that'd be perfectly fine by me. Sadly, that won't happen. And from the looks of things, now we're into the stage where now they're just going to be constantly throwing more missiles at us, so instead of just throwing all the missiles at us at once, they're going to be gradually shoving them out, while still kind of shove them all out at once like this. I mean, oh, come on. How is that fair? There we go. We're almost there. Whenever you go behind a pillar like this one here, they'll never shoot anything at you. But, oh, that's it.
That's what I was looking for. It's up to you guys now. You'll figure it out.
Alright, so let's go ahead and venture forward. And let's first take care of this guy, because I never like these enemies. There we go. Over here, pick up some more staff energy. And we do need to kill these guys, because above here, if you look above, you'll see there's an enemy gate, so we still need to defeat these enemies to traverse. So let's freeze this one. I almost got a shot off. Almost isn't good enough, buddy. Here's another one down. And there you go. You don't have to kill all the enemies in Dragon Rock. When I first played the game, I thought you had to. It's just the enemies in this section, so that's a good thing to know. But here's our final friend we need to save, and it looks like a Cloud Runner, so another familiar face. We had an Earthwalker and a Cloud Runner. It was just the second guy we never really recognized before. But we want to go ahead and use Tricky Stay command here, because now we have probably the most annoying barrel section in the whole entire game. Because this is the first of the 2 parts you need to worry about. First part of this, you need to shoot these fire blaster points at the right time in order to turn off the fire. And they don't stay off forever, so you have to hit these things at a certain point. And because of how you're working with the wonky fire blaster control, you might not be able to aim at these things as efficiently as I would. The only reason why I was able to aim without too much of an issue is mainly just because I practiced this game up a lot before I decided to record it. But that was only stage 1. Stage 2, oh man, this is difficult. It seriously is. And it's so easy for it to get knocked in the fire. How did it not get knocked in the fire? Oh, it was too close for comfort. Alright, come on, turn off. Now jump. Oh no, not again. I seriously do not want this thing to catch on fire. I think this is the point where I gotta start throwing the barrel. Because some of these areas it's good just to jump off with it. Some of them it's better just to throw it. I think this is the part where they want you to throw it. So carefully time it. Once that's off, I'll throw. Come on. Now. Yeah, they want you to throw the barrel here instead. So do that instead of just jumping with it. I got lucky I was able to make it through here without worrying about any kind of issues. Although, it was really stressful. Let's see what's over here. Oh, bathroom down. I don't care about that. I have more than enough of those things. Any more than 0 is more than enough for me in this game. But we want to go ahead and activate this switch. So now we're moving around that cage. So let's go ahead and climb over here to jump right back down. And let's get Tricky's flame command. We want to make sure we use it right before this thing would swing back around to where I'm standing. So now's a good time. And that should burn the rope.
Look out! Are you okay?
I'm fine. Thanks for helping me out. Hey, aren't you a friend of Crystal?
How do you know Crystal?
I helped her get onto General Scale's galleon. But after I left, I was captured by the shark claws, and I've been stuck here ever since. Why don't you climb aboard? I need to stretch my wings. The spellstone you seek is hidden below the Great Tower. To get inside, you will have to destroy the 4 spires that protect it. I will fly you in close, but you'll have to protect me from their fire.
Now there's 2 things I want to note from that previous cutscene we just saw. One, I love how this guy says shark claws, like shark claw. That's one of my favorite lines in the game just because of how he says that. But you have to pay attention, now the missiles are not coming from that center, they're coming from these little pillars on the side. That actually threw me off, I thought they were going to come from the center for a moment there. But you want to attack these points right here as much as you can. I've actually been able to destroy these things in one go once before, but I was really mashing the buttons. And for the sake of the audio call, I'm about to say the call quality, like, wait a minute, this is not Skype, this is not a Skype call. I'm kind of used to that because that's a lot of my recordings anymore. But for the sake of audio quality, I'm not going to be mashing my A button so much I'll pick up on the microphone. It's probably picking up a little bit now, and I don't want to make it that loud. But to go back to the topic I was saying before, I like how he says shark claw, it's pretty funny, but the other thing about that cutscene that's really questionable is how does Fox know who Crystal is? We already know that Crystal is that blue fox that's imprisoned right now in Krazoa Palace. But how does Fox know her name? That's the biggest question. Fox never actually met this person. He only saw Crystal. He never actually got formally introduced, and they never had like a mission briefing thing where we find out the name of Crystal. The way we know who she is because of the opening. We don't know who Crystal is as Fox, so how does he know her name? That's the biggest question. How does he know? And the game never explains it. It just tries to act like maybe he found out about this stuff ahead of time, which we know is not the case. It's a very, very questionable scene when you really think about it. Oh, this is not going to be good. Oh, okay. I did take a couple hits here, but it's not that big of a deal. You can take a lot of damage from these missiles, but this should be the last one. Or not. Now I got to do a whole entire new round, even if that was the last one. Or if it wasn't, I mean, which, no, it wasn't. Well, I guess that gives me more time to talk about things I didn't have anything else to talk about. Would have been done by now. Oh well. Mistakes were made today. Mistakes were made. But after we're done here with Dragon Rock, we should be getting our final Spellstone, which we should be getting at the end of this video. Hard to believe that this is the final Spellstone again. Everything's getting wrapped up now. After this, we'll be able to take it back to the final Force Point Temple, the Ocean Force Point Temple, and we should be able to put a dinosaur planet back together, which is really our mission to begin with. But we've made a lot of friends on our way. We've met a lot of nice people, had a lot of help from all the different members of Dinosaur Planet, so it will be sad to leave this place once we're done. But we have a mission to complete, and with this, we're going to be on our way to getting our final Spellstone. So let's go ahead and destroy this last beacon, and we're done.
It's all up to you now! The Spellstone is inside, but Scales has it guarded by a terrible creature! You must be careful, Fox!
So here we go, we got the boss of our final area, Dragon Rock, Drakor. Drakor here is very similar to how the bosses in Star Fox 64, the original Star Fox, would be. It's pretty much an on-rail shooting boss, so if you're a fan of the original games, you should like this, but a lot of people don't like this boss in the game for some reason. They think it's either too difficult or too annoying. And in my opinion, while I can see some of those complaints, I don't really have an issue with this boss. I like him. Just because he reminds me of how the bosses in the other Star Fox games would be. His weak point is his hand. You want to aim for that big hand of his. That will do the most damage. And you want to shoot these blue things whenever you can, although I didn't get to hit them all, so something's going to hit me. Whenever you see these boxes with an S on them, same thing that we would see when we're flying around in our R-Wing, you want to go ahead and shoot one of those things open to get a little thing of health back, which they give you a silver ring, just like how you would get in a R-Wing section. So, just like I said, this boss is very reminiscent of how the boss fights in any of the other Star Fox games would be. That's what's a little surprising to me, why not that many people really enjoy this boss. I hear a lot of people complain about this boss for a couple different reasons, and it's kind of hard to see if you're a Star Fox fan. Although the one thing I'd probably say is a little bit annoying about the fight is just how your Fire Blaster control works in general, since your cursor is always trying to snap back to the center of the screen, even if you're not trying to have it centered back. So I will agree that that's probably something that makes this boss a little bit harder than it should be, just because your control isn't all that great. If we had the same control as we did in the R-Wing, then it wouldn't be that big of an issue, but it's not that big of a deal to me. I want to go ahead and do as much damage as I can right here. It's one of the best sections to actually do damage if you can get a hit in. Once you start going around these corners, then it's pretty difficult to get a good hit. But whenever he's firing something at you, that's the best time to to hit Drakor, since that's when he's exposing his hand the most. And just like I said earlier, his hand is his weak spot, so that will do the most damage. And you want to do that since this boss fight can take a long time. It really can. Some people can get stuck here for like 10 plus minutes because of how long this boss can be. Although we hopefully shouldn't be here for that long. We should be here for only a few more minutes at the most. Alright, come on, hit Drakor, come on. Maybe him for a reason. Oh gee, that's a lot of fire, come on. Oh, barely hit that. Thought for sure it was gonna get burned. This is a great time right now to hit him as well, since we're in a big open area. Nothing's really getting in our way all that much. So this is the best time to get a great amount of damage in. I mean, look how much health we drained from Drakor in just this one section of the level. This is when they really want you to do damage, but this should be it.
Fox, you did it! You got the last spellstone!
Not bad! Not bad at all!
Get that spellstone back to the ocean force point, and we can all be on our way home.
There's an old friend we would all like to see.
Okay, guys, I'm out of here. See you later.
Thanks again, Fox!
Good luck, my friend.
So with that, we got our final spellstone and our final health upgrades. Now we have the max amount of health we can have in the game, 7 units of damage. But now with that all said, we need to make our way back to the surface of Dinosaur Planet so we can return our final spellstone. So after this mission briefing, I'll meet you guys back on the surface of Dinosaur Planet.
General Scales cannot harm any dinosaurs ever again. You stopped his evil mutant army plan. This is the final spellstone, Fox. You need to get it back to the ocean force point as quickly as possible. With this seal closed, Dinosaur Planet will be saved. Pepper out!
Alright, we're back on the surface. That was our final spellstone, so with that, next time we leave this planet should be our return trip back to the Great Fox to get our paycheck. So, with that said, we have our last location we need to go to here in Dinosaur Planet, the Ocean Force Point Temple, and that should bring the planet back together, concluding our mission. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here, guys. So, next time on Let's Play Star Fox Adventures, we'll make our way back to the Ocean Force Point Temple and return our final spellstone. I'll see you guys next time.